Now, obviously, here at the Pickled Kraken, we have the possibility of every available snack.
Calamari.
Mostly calamari.
It's what they're known for.
Yeah, pickled calamari.
Yeah.
Behind the counter in a large jar that sort of you kind of have to open ceremoniously with a little bit of grace and pomp and circumstance. So anyway, the long story short, we're going to talk today, I think, about snacking and food and drink in general at your table.
Yes.
So let's open that up with asking you, how do you approach sort of food and drink at your table?
My general approach to things is the cheaper the snack, the better suited it is for a role-play game table.
Right.
So if at all possible, if you're able to buy a miscellaneous bag of broken biscuits, broken cookies if you live in other countries that speak English, they are discounted, they are plentiful, and despite the different variations, they do all taste the same.
They taste
those are key.
The ones with chocolate taste exactly the same as the custard cream.
Yep, absolutely, because they're basically there to dry your mouth after you've been drinking tea, from my understanding. So whilst you can do things like crisps, or you can do things like chocolate bars and stuff like that, I think the perfect role-play game snack has to be, if not calamari, then biscuits.
So, I mean, biscuits, I'm not entirely sure in regards to how other countries and things like that approach biscuits. Because I know that obviously cookies and things like that in America and whatnot. I don't know if we as Brits have the kind of
superior.
Well, I don't know. Britain and Ireland, I don't know if we have the kind of not superior biscuit quality. I don't know how much traction biscuits and the variety of biscuits get in other countries. So we're going to speak for our own sort of cultural upbringing. I think biscuits are definitely
top
tier in regard. I mean, you've got to be careful with crumbage.
You do.
Especially if you sort of. But I think I'm going to go out early, and you can challenge me on this if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe the dark chocolate hobnob. Is the king of all biscuits in regards to I
think it thinks it's the king of all biscuits.
I think it, at the very least in regards to bang for your buck kind of thing. Because obviously you get your Viscounts. Do they make Viscounts still? I don't know if they make Viscounts still.
I don't know what's a Viscount.
Do you not know a Viscount?
Viscount.
They had it was the advert in the 80s. I want, yes, I want, yes, I want, yes, a Viscount.
That one passed me by that.
No, they were the little. They came in individual foil package, like a layer of biscuit, and then maybe some mint, sort of Kendall mint filling.
Sounds posh. Mint somehow is
no, but that
posh.
I mean that was the proper posh biscuit. That was if you were eating Viscounts, you'd made it.
That's with coffee after an evening meal.
Yeah.
When you have guests.
And then the club biscuit as well. Do you remember clubs?
I do. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
Exactly. So clubs and penguins and things like that.
Those are far too premium for my table.
Well, we're talking
you've
higher
gone
up.
Branded.
But then saying that, you actually got a lot of shit for bringing the box of broken biscuits, if I remember correctly.
Did I?
Maybe that was behind your back.
Were they too good?
Maybe there's judgment. No, because I bought some as well at some point.
Uh-huh.
And I think, I think it might be that we were sort of perhaps of a different class to the other people that were playing with growing up.
Oh well.
I mean, broken biscuits for me were a staple.
Yeah. It's the thing is, you get enough of them. Broken biscuits in the UK at this date stamped 2026 are under £5 for a box, and that box will do your entire table.
Yeah.
Adequate snackage for a 4-hour session or a 3-hour session. So that's bang for your buck. If you want to start buying dark chocolate hobnobs and getting all fancy, before you know it, you're £8 or £9 in.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So that's 2 boxes of broken biscuits.
When I have on our sort of regular group, we tend to sort of do cycles of who brings the snacks. Mm-hmm. There's nothing sort of formal or anything like that, but it kind of works out that everybody
takes you in turns.
And I always kind of set myself about a £6 limit.
Yeah.
In regards to like bringing snacks to the table, and but then obviously around about Christmas time, like January is great because January you get all the people sort of bringing the snacks
that are left over from Christmas.
That need using up before they go on their health kick.
Sprouts.
Oh no, but those little sort of foil. I don't know if this is again. We're going to be talking very sort of specific here, but like the little foil Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
Sort of like akin to the chocolate coins and Christmas puddings that you sort of have a few loose ones rattling around in the bottom of your stocking.
Yeah.
And then you eat it, and it never tastes like proper chocolate. I don't know what's going on with that particular brand of
sweetie. Or
but then
biscuit.
If we're going all nostalgic for those kind of snacks and things, I think sometimes, I don't know if this is a thing that just happens to me or if it happens to you, to normal people.
We'll ask them.
We'll ask one next time we find
next
one.
Next time we catch one, we'll ask them.
But like I will occasionally get a hankering for the shit version of something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Sort of like I will get a hankering.
It's called self-sabotage, David.
I don't know what it is. Like sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, I really want a chocolate bar," and my wife is like, "Oh, I bought you this nice chocolate."
No.
Like no.
They must be the cheapest custard creams.
Yeah.
Or they don't count as custard creams.
Exactly.
I totally agree. Of course, it also helps when you have somebody who has family members who work for Hotel Chocolat. And occasionally ball in with like 50 quid's worth of chocolate that they got as a leftover or gifted from their bosses or whatever incentive schemes they have, or any other people working in food-related industries. That's one way that you can upgrade your snack game, but that shouldn't be why those people are at your game.
I mean,
worth noting, unless you have a big table. They should be bringing more than just good snacks.
I mean, there's definitely been people at my table in the past that have lasted longer than they necessarily would have if not for the level of snackage that they were able to bring.
The truth can also be said for people who bring doggy snacks. They are obviously more challenging to have leave your group, because if they decide if life comes up and they're no longer able to join us, then you have an extra person that you have to have that conversation with, and the eyes on them. Sit
down and tell Teddy Dragon that there's no longer going to be a person bringing them their
cobalt ears.
Yeah, or their regular dragon tail.
Yeah.
Although, can you feed Teddy Dragon a
You can. He'll give you a weird look for it, but you can.
Ooh, we should actually preface, because I don't think we have before. The dragon currently, if you're watching us on YouTube, the dragon between us is Teddy Dragon.
Yes.
So if you hear any barking or dog sounds,
that's where it's coming from.
That's where it's coming from.
And it means that you need to give him a snack.
Yes. So I think it seems like we're both reasonably in favour of snackage.
Yes. Oh yes. Very much so.
In regards to sort of at the table. So the question is then,
Mm-hmm.
what to your sort of mind? We've established biscuits.
My small, fragile mind.
Your small, fragile mind.
Yes.
We've established that biscuits are a general winner.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So let's exclude biscuits.
Yes.
Because, like I say, I'm not entirely
Mm-hmm.
sure how well they translate into other realms.
Mm-hmm.
It's only occurring to me in the moment that I don't think, because I've seen things from sort of other YouTubers and sort of content creators, particularly Americans and things like that. And the idea of biscuits doesn't seem to come up an awful lot in the vast quantity of
Well, more for them.
well, yeah. I mean, you get cookies and Oreos and things like that. Perhaps I am misjudging the sort of culture in that regard. Perhaps somebody with a more in-depth understanding of biscuit quality in various different countries can enlighten us.
Yeah. If you're
already
that person,
always prepared for being enlightened. But if we're in a world where the biscuit isn't available to us.
Oh.
As the
point?
perfect. Is that where you get off the bus, Tom?
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
So if the biscuit wasn't available to us, we're gonna. What's the second place?
Well, as I've mentioned previously, and just for the sake of throwing controversy into our conversation, Jaffa cakes.
Jaffa
Cake or
cakes.
biscuits.
Are they biscuits? Are they cake?
If biscuits aren't allowed, then crisps
Okay.
are a reasonably good shout, although noisy.
Noisy, and I have personal issues with sharing crisps and
Individual packages.
yeah.
Individual packages. So crisps would be there, as well as general cakes and baked goods. So I'm thinking.
I think they've
fairy
got the
cakes,
size though.
brownies.
I think there's a certain sort of size category by which you have to kind of judge
Yeah, so
a table snack.
You can go into a supermarket here in our country, and you can buy a little see-through plastic tub, and inside it you can get flapjacks or rocky roads or whatever in bite-sized pieces. Now that's important because you can't be dishing out 1/8 slices of birthday cake to people, or else you get nothing done that night. You'll be asleep before the first hour is done.
Yeah.
It needs to be bite-sized, biscuit-esque, biscuit-adjacent would be where I would go.
See,
with
I'm
that.
going to go. I'm going to go, and maybe this is something with hobnobs as well, because they're quite oaty. But I find flapjacks.
Almost entirely.
Well, yeah. I find flapjacks. Maybe they're going to be a little too kind of
Stodgy.
yeah, or it tends to get stuck, especially if I'm GMing.
Yes, like glue for the gums.
Yeah, it tends to kind of get. You'll sort of be fishing. In fact, I had a chocolate hobnob shortly before we started recording, and I'm still picking bits of errant husk of oat and things like that out of the back of my teeth.
There you go.
So maybe
You went too
actually,
highbrow, you see.
maybe hobnobs and flapjacks aren't the way to go.
No.
Because there's nothing that's going to ruin if you're you stand before the emperor. He looks down upon you and says in a large booming voice, "How dare you enter my dome?" As you inhale a large husk of oat or something like that,
Which you should also mention maybe about crisps, because if you snack overly salty, then that invariably leads to more cups of tea, which leads to more bathroom breaks, which breaks down potentially at the session.
Yeah, so
So you want to probably veer on sweet but not stodgy.
Sweet but not stodgy. So we've got your classic tub of heroes or celebrations or,
your variety tub of chocolates.
Although obviously with the variety tub of chocolate, you do have the added difficulty of having to calculate your exact fair share.
There is social pressure there, And I think the only way to do it is to turn it into some type of a blind bag, so that if you pull out the coffee one, then unlucky. And your character suffers hit point damage.
I mean, there's
no saving throws.
There's definitely a game out there where you could base it entirely on revels.
Yeah, well, I think even for players, if you just were to put one peanut in there and play with somebody
especially if they're allergic to peanuts.
Severely allergic to peanuts. What's your character saying there? What's your character? No,
We've got
I know that's what you're saying, but play the role, George. Play the role.
We've got our friend Jack, who's allergic to coconuts, so maybe leaving the bounties in the
just a single bounty,
just somewhere in there, and just
unwrap it as well. So when he picks it up, he could confuse it for a just nothing, not more than a Mars bar.
Yeah, and then that's where the real game begins of who's got the EpiPen.
Yeah. Do we have a med tech present? Where's the cleric?
I don't know if Jack would be up for that.
I mean,
Jack doesn't get to choose.
These are just ideas, David. They're just this is concept stage.
So yeah, I mean, I have a bit of an issue when it comes to like shared snackage, particularly when there's like large quantities, because like if there's sort of individually wrapped, I can look at it and I can go, right, I know exactly how much of that belongs to me.
Yes.
Because, you can't just be going in willy-nilly.
Well, first of all, I'll just put it out there nice and clearly. If you have 1/5 of the thing and there are 5 people there and you go in for a second fifth of the thing, what's wrong with you?
Well, yeah.
No conversation, you just do it. You better believe everybody around that table just looked up at each other and went, what the fuck's just happening? Did our cleric just turn evil? Like, what's actually like that? There is strict order in snacks and an unspoken law, and if you start breaking that law, the only person who can break the snack percentage law is the GM, and that's because the GM is gonna consume less than their share of the snacks anyway, because they're too busy talking.
Exactly.
So if they want an extra one of snack A, then you allow it, right? Because they're doing all the heavy lifting.
If there's 5 of you and 6 things, I think the hierarchy goes GM, person who brought it, host.
Yes.
And then if all 3 of those people pass on that 6th thing,
and it's sitting there,
and it's still there,
you better offer it.
Then
you offer it. Have to offer
you offer it to everybody else.
Nobody will accept your offer
before you consume it.
No, this is this is court pleasantries.
I didn't realise that when going into this, I thought it was going to be really light-hearted. But to be honest,
no.
I'm suddenly realising
we're going to have line graphs up here about did the host say yes? Does the host want the snack? Yes or no? Follow the yes line. Follow the no line. It's a minefield. That's why it deserves an episode.
And then when you get to the end, you realise you should be dating Scorpios.
And it's a bit stale anyway, so it wasn't as good as the first one you had, or whatever. And to think we started this conversation talking about bloody hobnobs, David.
That is true. I stand corrected. I realised I started it thinking of hobnobs because I bought the hobnobs because I really
wanted a hobnob.
Now I'm talking.
You're realising the complexity and seriousness of the situation.
Residue of hobnob in the back of my throat.
Hobnob wasn't the right choice. Hobnob wasn't the right choice. So what about birthday snacks? So this is an interesting and fun one. So when it's somebody's birthday who's there, then what do the snack? Because that's like you can push the boat out potentially.
Yeah.
But do you chip in as a table? Do you just pony up as the person who's doing the snacking things, or do you do the thing when the birthday person brings the thing?
It's the work etiquette, isn't it? If you've got to turn up with your own treats because it's your birthday.
That's how I've always understood it to be. Yes.
I mean, we are talking about a lot of sweet treats and stuff, but savoury, so you can turn up with some samosas.
Yeah.
And the sort of street food picking, but I think we're dipping into table meals then, aren't we?
Yeah, probably.
Because I think that we can back end this with a sort of talk about table meals.
Yeah.
But I think, birthday you can push the boat out a little bit more. Maybe if you get some presents from people. So we go through fits and starts with our group about whether or not we actually do anything for people's birthdays.
More likely to go out for a meal.
Yeah, certainly that tends to be how I do. Just mostly because I don't have an awful lot of other friends outside. It's like, these are my friends. It's like.
I also want to eat.
Although we had the thing of like my wife asking me what one of our guys in the group did for a living. It's like, I don't know. It's like, you've been friends with this person for about 15 years. It's like, well, yeah, but.
Not because of where they work.
Yeah. I know what games he likes.
Yeah, precisely.
I know how I could tell you all his characters since I've known him. But him personally,
it's true.
I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you what. I could only tell you what half of the table does.
Yeah.
Of our regular playing groups.
Generally speaking, if you say works in IT or a teacher, you're probably about like.
Yeah, you're going to get one out of the table.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah, you are right. That is the thing that happens.
Not to stereotype too much, but.
I mean, so lots of teachers are teachers because they enjoyed school and maybe they like literature and stuff, or maybe they enjoy the maths of combat, or whatever, right? So there's a percentage of there's a high percentage of STEM and teaching people who are into this kind of hobby, I think. But so bring your own cake, BYOC, is the general rule, or cake adjacent, Mr. Kipling type snacks.
We are going like, up highbrow.
Sometimes one must push the boat out, David. If perhaps an after eight, but don't only bring after eights because they're not even half a snack. Also,
just while we're talking about after eights and continuing the conversation of the tub sweets from before.
Yeah.
Full murder justifiable. Standing in front of a judge saying, "Why did you kill this person?" They put the after eight wrapper back in the sleeve. Yeah. I think there's very few situations that I believe genuinely
deserve physical pain.
Deserve murder and physical pain.
That to me says we're playing Alien and someone's got a secret agenda.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, inherently
we
don't
aren't
trust
all on
that
the same
person.
team, are we? You think inside your head whilst eyeing up the rest of the table.
Because going in for a sweet from a tub that looks full, only to find the remnants of sort of players past that, especially if you're a GM and you kind of bring your focus in on the table and you go, oh, sweets, and then you reach in and it's just empty packaging.
Yeah.
That feeling is,
Someone
I appreciate it's a very
characters will die for that.
Yeah. It's a very first world feeling, I appreciate, but
first world hobby.
It
is.
It's tantamount to devastating.
I wonder if you could link snacks to roles. I wonder if you had snacks on the table and for like a critical success, you had like some premium snacks that you have at the house, yeah, and you put them sort of on a shelf beside the table or something. And if somebody gets like a critical roll or something, a critical hit, they're able to choose a highbrow branded snack from the branded shelf. And if somebody gets a critical fail, then there's sort of like a booby priced shelf where there are OT hobnobs and flapjacks that they have to then contend with.
I think that's there's something in there. I think we can definitely work on that as an
excuse to eat snacks if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean I've known people in the past who have used sweets as fate points.
Yeah.
Or as bennies, or as whatever, and then it's like if you eat them,
they are gone.
They're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think I'd just be like the dice are deciding. I'm life on the farm.
Yeah, I think if you're, I think I played a sort of Willy Wonka adjacent game where I did that, and it was like, yeah. So you're going to be having your sweets. You'll get them as points. If they go, they're gone.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I just as a full aside, I always like to find ways to kind of link players and the game together in more ways than just the dice.
Layer it a bit. Of course, then at the end you just have the diabetic who has all the fate points. It just is like by the end of it in charge of the world. Well, I wasn't going to eat any of them. My blood sugars didn't let me, and I can say that because I'm diabetic. So before anyone chooses to comment on that. Okay, biggest faux pas for snacks then for me, bringing instead of for the multi-pack variety chocolate tub, the sewing kit. That would be pretty bad.
No, the sewing. Well, I mean, are you talking about the sewing kit with the biscuits
No.
still
I'm
in,
talking
or
about the box of biscuits that's got the sewing kit inside it?
Accidentally bringing the sewing kit.
The repurposed box that everyone's nanas. That one, you're barred from the game immediately, and we will never speak of your character again, I think.
Or we make you eat needles.
Well, I guess that's player choice. How much do you need the game? A lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I do. We're only friends.
Yeah. So then I guess let's talk about larger snacks in the form of meals.
Yeah.
If you're gaming over mealtime, what would be your go-to suggested meal?
I mean, the classic is pizza, right?
It has to be pizza.
I mean, just for tidiness. I mean, if you're rocking up and suggesting Chinese or Indian in the middle of a role play sort of day session,
there's going to be a Netflix documentary about you in 20 years.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. Don't get me wrong. Love going for a curry. Love going for Chinese.
Definitely.
Really nice, but that's a sit-down meal with friends. Anything like it has to be pizza.
It's on its thing. Plus, you get one of those little triangles that you can use to show when your character is flying.
Yes. or you sit.
You can draw on the cardboard and create an ad hoc battle map as you go.
Fantastic.
Right?
Yeah. You're somewhere between this pizza, this slice of pizza, and this sort of.
Can I move to where the anchovy is?
Yeah.
You can, but that would be all your movement.
Did you use? Was I the only person that used like those little sort of plastic things as
Spaces.
tables? Well, no, it's like tables for for your toys when you were a kid.
Yeah, probably it is. I didn't really have pizza like that growing up there because I lived in Shetland. There was no Pizza Hut. In fact, there was no pizza takeaway. There was only two Chinese and one Indian. So we didn't really have pizza like that. We had like oven pizza. So mine was a particularly sheltered life.
You moved to London and
all the pizza. Then I was hooked on pizza. I was the Russell Brand of pizza in many ways, although you probably can't say that now. I was hooked on pizza, injecting it in my arms, all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean
it's a slippery slope.
Wet cheese-based snacks.
Yeah, I mean it's how you get. It's how they get you.
It's how they got me.
You're just standing on a street corner selling your body for the next Domino's.
If you see somebody sleeping on the street on top of cardboard, I guarantee you it's a pizza box.
Okay. That went down a bit of a
turn. Got that section there, I think.
I think we've got to be careful.
Brand. I said it and I was like, I really probably shouldn't mention that person.
I think we've just we've lost ourselves a little there. So basically, I think the general rule is if you're not eating pizza, you've got to have a pretty damn good reason why. Yeah. Even like, obviously sort of celiac and vegan and things like that.
Well, please see biscuits and diabetic section of this conversation.
Well,
make it work for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, obviously you've mentioned that you with your diabetes and things like that, and I've got sort of we've all kind of got issues that we have to kind of operate around our individual
Yeah, of course.
sort of situation, but we're generalising a little bit. But obviously, your snack mileage may vary.
Well, I still enjoy them. I might just have one less of them.
Yeah.
So that's snacks, I guess. Quick fire round. What about beverages and alcohol?
Well, so I was going to take
okay?
I was going to take this on from the meals, because this is a little bit of an anecdote, because one of our GMs ran a French Revolution based Call of Cthulhu
Okay.
at one point, which was very enjoyable for the bits that I remember.
Oh, I see.
So the idea was that he really wanted to kind of get in. It was like a weekend session, like a longer form session. That he really wanted to run this particular game, and he said, "We'll go sort of a bit method, and we'll have like a French. I'll prepare a French dinner for everybody, and we'll have some wine, and And I thought that sounds really fun. I'm not really a wine drinker, although I don't.
Although you were that weekend.
I was that weekend. I don't drink at all now, but I mean, I never had to be clear, I've never had an issue with alcohol or anything like that. What I do have an issue with is gluttony. Mm-hmm. So if it's in front of me, I will have it, whether or not I want it.
Yeah, you're a completionist when you see food and drink. I think lots of people are like that, though, to be fair.
So I said, I'll bring the wine. And I thought it's a very rare occasion that we do this. So I got like some not like...
Yeah, some decent wine.
It's not going to impress anybody, but...
But it wasn't the worst wine.
Yeah, I went for the sort of 10 quid option in Tesco.
That's a pretty good bottle as far as I'm concerned. That's a special occasion bottle for me.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm not a sommelier by any stretch. So I just thought, there we go. I recognise that bottle, and it's not as cheap as the £3 hooch. Let's go for it. Took 3 bottles of nice wine. The guy running it had 1 glass.
Oh yeah.
And I had the rest.
Oh wow.
So now, it just so happened that the character that I was portraying was
Alcohol.
an alcoholic. So it was both the best roleplay.
It was the best of wine. It was the worst of wine.
It was the best roleplay that I've ever done.
Yeah.
I really went method with it.
Yeah.
And but I would say, so I got an interesting anecdote out of that situation, but I would go so far as to say that was the worst table etiquette that I've ever done. I've only ever... That was the only time where I kind of didn't preface the fact that drinking was involved. And I kind of went off on a tangent. There's been a couple of other times I got asked to sort of step in last minute and run a con game by somebody, and I said, I'm not going to run this game. I'm drunk. Yeah.
Which, if you're asked last minute, I mean that's those are mitigating circumstances, to be fair.
Yeah. And I said, I'm not going to run. I'm drunk. I thought this was a free slot for me.
Yeah.
I've had too much to drink. I'm not going to run. People, because people are paid to be here. I can't do that. And he pushed and he pushed and he pushed. And then we ended up sort of getting the people who were at the table. I went up to the table and I said, look, here's the situation. If you're happy, I will run you a game, but I'm 3 sheets to the wind already. not staggered down drunk,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm not doing. I'm not going to be
You're
running
under
at
the
full
influence
speed.
of alcohol.
So that was the only other
Did
time.
they play the game?
Yeah, they played the game,
Okay.
and they brought me more drink, and eventually.
I bet they had a great time.
So that was their fault. So beverages, I think tea, golden, coffee, depending on what time of day you're running it.
Yeah.
On your own head, be it if you have too much coffee and
Yeah.
stuff before you then sort of.
Squash, cordial, good alternative to hot drinks if you don't like them. And I think alcohol is fine, but my personal preference is for there not to be alcohol.
Yeah.
One.
I mean,
two is if there is alcohol, it's a group activity, and everybody's having a beer or something of an equal strength to a beer or a cider, because it's like more of a relaxant than a harder liquor, which is probably more of a stimulant in terms of your behaviour.
I think.
Go on.
Because quite a lot of obviously beverages are fine at a table and you can have whatever you want, I think. But if we're talking about it, talking about alcohol is important. And I think, obviously when you're running Kong games and things like that, quite often there is a bar available.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody at my table get to the point where I felt that it was a problem.
No, I think the only time I have is when they've had too much to drink, or when I notice they've had a bit of a skinful by like game 2 or 3 of the day. Those people tend just to be quieter.
Yeah.
Because I think they probably don't want to make a prat of themselves, which is fine. It's a bit of a shame, but it's fine. But then in con games, you really only have opportunity to get 1 or 2 drinks throughout the session anyway, right? It's really sort of by the time you get to the evening, if you've been drinking all day, I mean, I would question that probably personally, but everyone's mileage may vary, and you might be playing with somebody who you know in the evening, and so it's a bit more of a relaxed game and whatever. Do you know what I mean? There are definitely circumstances where booze works. For me, it falls under the same category as playing with loved ones, like personal relationships or girlfriends or on and off things or whatever. Like, keep it friendly. If you have people, like I would play a game with my wife.
Yeah.
Because I've been with my wife for 13 years. Nailed it. And so that relationship is not going to change.
No.
So that's stable. But if it's a new relationship, or if it's a particularly feisty relationship, then that's not a table I'm interested in being at. And you hear those horror stories always on the internet, right? Yeah. There's RPG horror story video things about drugs and drink and women or men or whatever, or loved ones, whatever tickles your fancy.
I think
down.
There's definitely a conversation to be had about horror stories and stuff later.
Oh yeah.
Or
we'll dive into that
by itself. But yeah, I think what I would be careful of is discussing if you're going to talk about drink and stuff, or if you're looking to drink at a table. Yeah. Discuss it maybe with the table.
Yeah.
As well, it's like especially con games are slightly different because con games you can't micromanage the individuals because you don't necessarily know them or what's going to happen with them.
That's true.
But at home games, generally speaking, the sort of the conclusion that we've come to, perhaps because of my situation, is that if you have a couple of beers, like 1 or 2 beers at the home game, is fine. Yeah. But anything more than that, and maybe somebody sort of steps up and
it's a
says,
group decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
And be prepared to be challenged on it.
Yeah.
If you're going for beer number 3, then you're probably making a choice.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure that
you just have to be aware that kind of thing can be contentious. So
it impacts other people's enjoyment of it.
Yeah. So either go in with the understanding of that, or go in with the understanding that you might have to sort of step in and say something to somebody, or that somebody might step in and say something to you. But you know, going back into the lighter side of chocolate.
Ooh.
I think we're just quoting various adverts from our
Childhood. Yeah.
I think the general sort of feeling on snackage is, you know, mileage varies. Eating at the table is perfectly acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had one instance where somebody tried to bring salad or carrot sticks to the table.
I mean, if that's what you want to do,
I mean, yeah.
Don't impose that on me.
No.
If it's an individual salad.
That's it. If it's your turn to, if you're doing a sort of round robin of you know, buying
Snacks.
the sweets and snacks and things like that.
Like, match the tone, man.
Yeah,
match the tone.
One week somebody brings carrot sticks and hummus.
Yeah, if you're bringing raisins, cover them in chocolate at least. Yeah, or yogurt or something, but yeah.
So I think that's the important takeaway.
Yeah, I agree.
Eat what you like, don't get pissed, and anyone leaving wrappers in the tub
makes a death save.
Yeah.
And on that, we should probably grab some calamari because I'm hungry now.
Yes, me too. Time for lunch.
Well, bartender,